the size of the market for offshoring and outsourcing is huge. Okay, as I said earlier, I think we're actually just scratching the surface, and I think technology will be a real enabler, and it will benefit India because you've got the manpower, you've got the English speaking, you've got all these wonderful things. So the opportunity is vast, but tapping into that opportunity is not easy, and that's why perhaps you're on this call to try and understand, how do you tap into it. There are big players in the market. There are the kind of Accentures and the Genpacks and taking large shares, but that shouldn't stop you, because they're in this market because they know there's a big total addressable market is huge. But why can't you get your slice of it? That's what I'm trying to do. And why can't you? Every firm in the world needs financial accounting help. There are businesses everywhere. And therefore, one option is that you could support accounting firms. Like my firm, Samera Global, we support UK and US accounting firms. Or the other option is you can get direct clients. Okay, what's stopping you get direct clients from the UK? Let's say you want to do accounting or bookkeeping for a client. Well, you could do. You just directly approach clients, say, well, I can do this and I can do it for this type of price. That's an angle. So the scope is massive. Now, but everyone keeps talking about AI. Oh my God, AI is going to take all the jobs. It's going to close down the offshoring, outsourcing industry. I beg to differ. Yes, it's here and it will develop and it's changing at a fast rate. I'm not denying that. And it will take certain roles, certain jobs. But in my view, those jobs that perhaps people are doing manually at the moment, say bookkeeping for argument's sake, their role will rise. Okay, they'll build new knowledge and they'll use AI to help them. So in my view, I think, well, I firstly very strongly feel AI-enabled people will be the killer combination for successful firms. So if you have a firm, it's imperative to start thinking, how can I train them in AI? What do they need to do? What knowledge do they need? How can they understand the technology? So if you enable your team to be AI literate, and your guess is as good as mine, it's moving as quickly as we can all see it, you'll be in a much stronger position than someone who hasn't really looked into it. So I think every firm or business needs financial accounting help. Now, we've been talking about, I'm active in English-speaking markets, so in the UK, US, Canada, those types of places. But the market is global, really. Okay, it's not just English-speaking countries. I know it's unlikely, but you might want to one day say, I want to learn Spanish, or I want to learn Portuguese, I want to learn Italian, want to learn French, or you have someone in your team. There's a market for that as well. Where do Italian companies offshore to? Probably not many places, to be honest with you. So if you can build a team of Italian-speaking people in your firm, you probably have a unique niche. Okay, so just think about not just about English, but now if we look at the challenges facing firms, well, these are the challenges that I see from my perspective of running a firm today here in the UK. My own accounting firm. Clients are getting more demanding. Emails, WhatsApps, phone calls, instant messaging. Oh, I need this today. I need it yesterday. It's like more demands. I need that. The government's putting more compliance in place, more needs to do X, Y, Z in compliance. Okay, that's increasing. There's here in the UK, across the world, increasing cost pressures. Costs are going up. Here in the West, certainly, there's increasing age of local team members. So people are retiring, and it's hard to find new team members. There's more regulation. Now in the UK, it's more competition. There are more accountancy firms. I think after COVID, thousands of more accountancy firms opened up. Tons, because the barrier to entry is relatively low. All you need is a laptop and the opportunity and a website maybe, and try and get yourself out there and try and a LinkedIn profile and try and get clients. That's the barrier to entry is very low. But there's also increasing confusion. Okay, there's so much misunderstanding, so much we don't know what's the right path. Which path do I do? That do I do this qualification? Do I get this technology? It's increasing confusion. There's more and more technology. It's like, oh my goodness, like, do I use Xero, QuickBook, Capium, Tax Calc, Tax Filer, so many tools out there. It's kind of overwhelming. So what do I do? And then there's also increasing pressure of AI, more and more AI, more and more AI taught. There's so many challenges for facing international firms. How do you as an organization, or how do you as an individual help these firms? Okay, how can you do that? Now, if you look at it, firms are seeking three things. They're seeking the right team, the right technology, and ultimately trust. People they can relate to and trust. And what do I mean by that? Well, people who understand them, people they can build a long-term relationship with. People aren't clients here in the West. My firm, when I establish a relationship with someone, I wanted to do it for the long term. Hopefully, problems might arise, like in any relationship, but they want to build a long-term relationship where they have long-term business. People don't want to change; they only change when there's a problem. They also want to hear they want people who do as they say and say what they do, so they can trust them and build that understanding. They want people who communicate well. So this is an important aspect, is communication. And I'll come on to that a little bit later, but it's so important that you communicate yourself well, in written form, in spoken form, in how you reach out to people, that type of thing. They're seeking people who have a vested interest to help their clients. Clients or firms are seeking people who are just nice to do business, friendly and helpful. Okay, that's what they want. People who show mutual respect to them, but also others. People who support their team, even when things don't go to plan. People who admit their mistakes and learn from them, and that's what they want for you. We will all make mistakes. You will make mistakes dealing with clients. That's life. Okay, but you admit them. Ultimately, international firms are seeking people who are human. Okay, people who they can relate to, people they can work with, people who are human. They're not expecting robots. So remember, in the whole world of professional services, the whole world of accountancy, you're selling people, okay? And people want to work with people that they kind of have mutual respect with, they get on with, they like, okay? That's what they're trying to buy. So that's what international firms are seeking. They're not looking for the cheapest. They certainly aren't. They're looking for a relationship, okay? And if you get a client who's looking for the cheapest, they're probably not the right client to work with, just to highlight. So this is a phrase that I always use, and I learned many years ago. Cheap is rarely good, and good is rarely cheap. Okay. Now I know I get these emails, and people say I can do it for $5 an hour, $7 an hour, $6. I don't know, whatever it is. Okay. Like every other firm owner here in the UK or the US, as I said earlier, we ignore them. Okay. We're not interested in cost. Okay. We're interested in solutions. Okay. We're interested in people actually helping us. Okay. So it never go down this route of being cheap. Okay. Because it will just devalue what you do, and it will devalue ultimately what your business is doing. And it'll just, if you focus on what the firms want, on not being cheap, otherwise you'll fail. Okay. So it's really, really, really important to stress this. Most Indian CA firms, in my view, are competing on price instead. Focus on what the client wants. And what do the client want? They want trust. Do you see the words? They want a long-term relationship. They want friendly people. They want people to show respect. They want people who are part of a team that, even if you're, let's say one of your team members makes a mistake, you're not going to shout at them or scare them or sack them. What is the offshoring opportunity? Well, in my view, and we know here in the UK, the US, the western part of the world, there's such a huge lack of accountants. There are less people entering the profession. We have an aging demographic. And what we've seen, as I said earlier, we have so much rapid improvement in technology over the last 10 years with cloud and AI. So as I said earlier, I think India, in my mind, will become the accounting, finance, and back office. Then it will come the middle office and even the front office, where more research, more all these decisions will be made in India. And I think everything will be. Honestly, I think India has an opportunity here to really kind of go up the value chain, rather than just being the back office, which is definitely the starting point. Okay, it will go to the middle office roles, to the front office roles, so the sales roles, and that will come with confidence, or that will come with training, that will come with all of these things that will come about. So it's a real there is an opportunity, but